can see, we are going to be doing a bit of a different ASMR video tonight, because tonight I need to record a video. I need to record an ASMR video for my channel. And I was thinking, how about I take you along with me and show you how I film my ASMR videos. And this is something that has been quite highly requested in the comment sections. I know a lot of you have messaged in the comments saying things like, Dido, how do you come up with your video ideas, or how do you choose what triggers you use in your videos? And well, tonight we're going to go through step by step how I go about making a video, and you guys can watch me do it sort of live. So we'll break down the basics, even down to things such as how I decide what I'm wearing, what I title the video, and even go through things such as my equipment, my setup, the camera I use, and much, much more. So I really hope that you all do enjoy tonight's video, and if you do, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. And the video I'm recording tonight, I will put in the description down below if you want to go and check out the final result. But without further ado, let's get started. This is a bit of a weird angle. So, filming for me usually takes, well, I'm going to be filming around a 20 to 25 minute video tonight. So I would say that filming usually takes, for a 25-minute video, around half an hour. You always got to add a little bit extra onto it, but it's the preparation, the editing, everything that comes after the video making that takes the longest. But I love it, and you guys hopefully know that I love it. So we're going to start by doing a few things that I do to prep before I film. So let's get set up. So before I begin doing properly anything, I think one thing that's really important for me is to review my previous videos. And so right before I start getting ready to actually do anything, I will go through some of the comments and things that you guys have said on my most recent videos, or similar videos to the one that I'm about to film, just so I can get a rough idea of what you guys did like or didn't like, just to make sure I'm always improving, giving you the best content to my ability. So after doing a bit of review on previous videos, I like to sort of plan what the video is going to be. Now, tonight's video that we're filming is going to be, I'm not entirely too sure the video title yet, but it's just going to be like a regular trigger assortment video. So of course, the main thing I need to do to plan for this is picking the triggers. Now, after looking through the comments of some previous videos, there are quite a few triggers that I think a lot of you guys have been enjoying lately. And as you can see in the background down here, I have some boxes at the bottom, boxes at the bottom. And it is in here that I keep my triggers. And for tonight, there are a couple that I think I'm going to definitely use, such as the claw gloves, because a lot of people have been enjoying them lately. So I'm going to get them out. Now, as well as that, people seem to really like the slime from my live streams, so I'm going to get the slime out and use that as a trigger. And I'll probably grab a couple more. However, I also have this document on my computer, which has a list of all the triggers that I can do, and as you can see, there are loads. There's actually more. I need to update this, but sometimes when I'm struggling to come up with what specific triggers to do, I will just go to a random number generator and put in like something between 1 and 100, generate, and say it's number 66. Oh, that's unlucky. Go to number 66 and voila, playing cards. So for example, I would get playing cards. So I might do this a few times, get out some random triggers till I have I don't know, somewhere between 8 and 10 triggers maybe should be good, because I usually do them for a couple minutes each. So I'll try and get a few triggers out, get set up with them, and then we are almost ready to go. So here is the assortment of different triggers I have decided to go on for this video that we're about to film. I think I got a good variety, a good mix of different sounds for everybody's liking. And I actually decided to go with my hair wax as one of the triggers, because as I was doing my hair, getting ready to film, I decided to tap on it, and it sounded quite nice. So next, we pick the microphone that I use, and for this video tonight, we're going to go with the Yeti Pro. And then the last little step is just to set up the background. So you can see, of course, we always put something different on the light box in the background. And for this one, I'm going to go with the trigger word of sleep. Sleep, 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 sleep. Looking good. Put some lights on and then in the background as well to look very nice. And then the last step is just to plug everything in before we start filming. So plugging in the microphone into my laptop, which, for those wondering, I record using GarageBand. I know a lot of people use Audacity, but I have just always found GarageBand nice and easy to use. You can see me just doing a little mic check there, checking the levels, checking the gain. I'm just so used to using GarageBand, you know, with the hit of one button, I can start filming, I can monitor the audio levels, see the time, and I just think it's a really nice interface, so that's why I use that. The camera I use is the Sony Alpha 6000. I've had this camera for about 4 years now, I think, and it's just done me very, very well. And as you can see, I have it mounted on this Neuer, I can't remember how to pronounce it, stand, which sort of comes out from the edge of my desk, just sort of stays out the way, but hangs over at the front of my monitor very nicely. And then for the lighting, I use this ring light or this flat panel light, which I can turn on with the tap of a button. It's quite bright, so we'll turn it down a bit. And it's really nice lighting, lights up the entire room nice and bright. Of course, it means I can turn off any other lighting in the room to isolate it all nice and perfectly. And so yeah, this is what things will look like when all the lighting and background are set up the way they should be. And then all we have to do is pop a battery and an SD card into my camera, so we are ready to film. And with the lens cap off, we can see my little preview there. You can see me in the little bit at the top, and it's all time to start filming. Okay, so it is now finally time to start filming. So first, we're gonna zoom the camera in just a little bit. Gonna quickly check the mic gain as well. Everything seems to be good, so we're all ready to start. Shall I wear my glasses for this video? What do we think? Do I wear my glasses? Yeah. I'll leave them for this one. But we're all good to start. We're rolling 60 frames per second. Everything looks good. All we gotta do is a quick sync clap. This will become more apparent later on why, so I'll just... I usually do it twice just in case. Anyways, we're all good to start. So let's do the intro. So it's time to film now, and I thought I would just show you a nice quick little time lapse of me filming this video. I do apologize if you can hear my PC in the background though, as it tries to process this big time lapse. But honestly, I think I'm going to take this moment just to thank you guys for, you know, the position I am in. I absolutely love making and recording these videos. Very happy with the way I go about doing them as well, and I have so much fun doing it. So Hope you guys have enjoyed this little insight on how I sort of set up and film so far. It's really nice to be able to do ASMR. I like filming at the time that I film at as well. I film late at night, and I feel like I'm definitely a night owl. So I know with ASMR, filming during the day can be tough, but at night it's definitely where I shine. So I am about halfway through making this video. Everybody watching right now, this is me filming the behind the scenes for this video, and we're gonna move on to the next trigger. So I think next up we're gonna go with this trigger. Are you ready? We're gonna do some mouth sounds with the sensory tube. I'm gonna just do a couple last few triggers here in the video. As you can see, I hope you guys do enjoy this video, or did enjoy this video when it went out, and if you come from that video, then good to see you. Okay, so we have just finished filming. Excuse my noisy chair, but the last little step is to make a thumbnail. Now, YouTube have actually recently released this feature where you can do like A/B testing and do multiple thumbnails. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe take 3 different thumbnails. That way I can kind of test them out, see which one performs better, and then ultimately pick the best thumbnail, if that makes sense. So I think for the first thumbnail idea, and this is going to look ridiculous when you watch it, I think I'm going to go for one that involves the gloves, the claw gloves, because they look awesome, and try and get some sort of pose like this, and then I'll look at the microphone nice and straight on. Alright, now because this video, I think I wanted to do something with the word sleep. I think as well as that, I'm going to try and do something like this. So I have a pillow, as you can see, and I also have a sleep mask, just in case. Now this will probably look better without the microphone, so I'm going to move it. I'm pretending to be asleep. This is going to be so tough, but I'm going to do one with the sleep mask. Okay. How do we look? Something like this. And then for my final thumbnail idea, by the way, oh my gosh, it's all of a sudden really bright in here. One with like the pen light, but then also maybe I just do some sort of pose like this. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, one of those 3 will be good, I hope. So let's move on over to my PC now, which is when we're going to get on to the editing process. Okay, so now it is time to move on to the editing stage of this video, and I want to apologize that there is no camera on because, well, I want you guys to kind of see the video and see the full experience. So here is basically how I would go about editing a video like the one we just filmed. So I have gone ahead already and made a little folder of all the things we have just recorded. Now currently, like I said, this video is untitled, so I've just called this Trigger Assortment, and then 9th of August, which, well, you can actually see is today, because I'm a little bit behind on making videos at the moment. I was just away on holiday and I'm still catching up a little bit, so editing this the night before it goes out. But here we have the audio from the video as an MP3 file. I just exported that from my MacBook, and then we have 2 video files here. Now the first video file is the video itself, and the second video file is for the thumbnails that we took. So I'll probably just take a screen grab from the thumbnail video. But first, we are going to get into my editing software. For those who are wondering what that is, I edit using DaVinci Resolve. Now, of course, there are lots of different things you can edit with out there, but I just like DaVinci because it's free, it's easy to use, and yeah, I just like it. So, anyways, we are going to go ahead and create a new project, and I'm just going to title it once again, Trigger Assortment 9th of August, and we'll create the project. Alright, so how do we do this then? Well, first we are going to go into a new timeline here, and this is the preview of the video that you will see up the top. But of course, first we have to move the video into screen. So we're going to get the video and we're going to drag it into our media pool, and we're going to change just to make sure all the frames per second and things all match, as well as the audio. We want that in there as well, so drag that across. So in doing so, we are going to drag down our video and drag down our audio. Now, what is different from this audio and this audio, you may ask? Well, the audio down at the bottom is the audio recorded by the microphone, and the audio here is the audio recorded from the built-in mic on the camera, which we obviously don't want to use. We want to use the microphone, and that is exactly why when I start my videos I do this little sync clap thing where I click my fingers, and that is so what I can do is I can get the audio waves. You can see that's the first clap, that's the second one, and I can sort of just match them up so they're in line with what the camera experienced, and then we can sort of see if they're good. That all sounds good to me, so we can get rid of all this stuff and then officially make this the audio of the video. And now next up we're going to find the start of the video, which looks to be about here, so we'll get rid of anything that happens before, put that to the start, and I want this video to kind of start by fading in from black, make it sort of dissolve in a little bit. So I have this little cross dissolve thing that we're going to add like so, and then we'll also add a little bit of an audio dissolve as well, so it kind of starts off a little bit like this. Which looks pretty good, but there's a few things immediately I want to change, the first of which I think I want the audio to be slightly louder. And also you may have noticed that the audio is back to front, the left is the right is the left. So that's just a nice quick change here. In the audio settings, we just invert the polarity of the tracks and channels. And now it should be all good. Now, another thing I do want to mention is I think I want to put a preview at the start of this video, but I'm gonna do that at the end of editing, just because it's probably easier to make the video first and then grab clips from the video and put it right at the start. But before that, I'm also wanting to just quickly modify what it looks like a little bit, because the microphone is just a little off center, and I think I want it to be zoomed in just a touch more. So finally getting into the proper process of how I officially edit the videos. For this particular kind of video, what we want to do is crop out any sort of blank space in the video, which typically tends to be when I am picking up a trigger or switching triggers. So for something like this, we're going to get the very end point. We're going to crop it to when I begin to use the trigger, which is there. Put that together, and then I'll just add a little fade in between. So the final sort of editing bit on. It's kind of just rinse and repeat. Find the end of one trigger, crop it, so about there, go to the start of the next trigger, and put a little fade in between. So I'm going to do this for every single trigger. We did about 10 in the end, and I'll be back when we are done. Okay, so I have officially done this now. All we are going to do is on the end of the video, like we did at the start, is put a little fade to end the video. And for those who don't know, if you are a channel member, you also get a little shout out in the credits at the end of the video. So we got to put the credits on the end, but we're not done there. There are still a few more things that we have to do to editing that are very, very important for ASMR videos. And I think you guys can kind of see it here. There are a lot of sound waves that are much louder than some other things. Potentially the crinkling sounds and a few other triggers. So what we're going to do is sort of scan along the video to any loud sounds, like this bit here, to fall asleep to tonight. And we're just going to maybe make sure that they are the same level as some of the other sounds. And I just call this audio leveling. I don't know if it's got a proper name, but I just go through and anywhere anything sounds a little off. Oh, also I remembered when I did the last trigger, a police car went by. Okay, here we go. This is the police car. It's a police car going by. I need to remember to cut this out. I hope while I'm editing that I do. I should. Okay, so let's cut out the police car. And once again, like I said, some triggers just happen to be louder than others. So it's always a good idea just to turn particular triggers down, particular triggers up, like maybe this one. So let's get this one and turn it up a little bit. And then I don't know what happens here, but something looks very loud. Yeah, that needs to get potentially turned all the way down. And I'm sure if you've seen the video by now, you'll know that I put the crinkling on the microphone, and that always tends to be very loud, so we're gonna turn that down a lot. Maybe even more, and I think that should be good. So the last little bit we're gonna do here is add the preview to the start of the video. And to do this, what we're gonna do is pick out, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 triggers and just grab a few segments of them. So for example, from the scratching claw gloves, let's get a few seconds from here. That should be good. And then we're just gonna copy that, and for the time being we're gonna put it just over here. Okay, so I have got some of our triggers from the video ready for a little preview, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a nice fade in between each one, like so. We're gonna add a little bit of text in the corner, so we'll grab a nice big font and we'll put preview, and we'll just chuck that. Maybe we'll do a couple dots, and we'll just chuck that in the top left corner. And I like to make it just a little bit opaque, if that's the right word, just so when I go behind it you can still see it. But that looks good. Now we can grab our preview and put it at the start of the video and make sure everything fades in nicely. And let's take a little look and see how things are. And now we can begin the render. So rendering a video like this usually takes 24-ish minutes for a 25-minute long video. I'm quite grateful and lucky to have a good computer to be able to do this. And ideally, I don't really want to be filming at the same time as rendering, so I'm gonna cut right here, and we'll be back once the rendering stage is done. It is now time to upload, and most of my video was rendering. I was just doing a bit of replying to some comments. But what we're gonna do is get our video, which I have on my desktop, and just drag and drop it onto YouTube, and we can do all the details and settings for uploading. Now, if you've never uploaded a YouTube video before, welcome. This is what it looks like. I'm sure if you're an ASMR artist maybe watching this, this is probably just a bit boring for you, but we gotta give it a title. So I think the title I have decided on is If You Watch This ASMR, You don't want to do will sleep with will in capitals, or do I want to do will sleep? I think this version looks better. Yeah, that looks good. So we're going to give it a little bit at the top of the description, just briefly, and then we're going to put a couple hashtags. So we'll go ASMR, relaxing, and sleep. Now this is the bit with the thumbnail. So I'm going to do 3 different thumbnails for the test and compare feature, but I haven't made them yet. We're going to make them in a sec. So we'll currently just leave them. And we're going to go into our more settings now. Just say that there's no altered content. Everything else should be good. We've got our tags, the right category. The next segment is just pretty boring for you guys, but this is just make sure we have to rate our videos so that it's eligible to be monetized, so that it doesn't break any of YouTube's policies, which it never does for me, luckily. So we can submit our rating and go on to video elements. Now this is where we add a couple cards. Now cards are the little things you see pop up in the top right. First card, I want to appear kind of a minute in, and this one is a link to my channel memberships. Now the video needs to go through checks. This is something I can't control, but basically once it's uploaded, it will look through the video, make sure that there's no copyright issues and that it's allowed to be suitable for ads. And then the last step is just to schedule the video. So we're going to schedule this for the 9th of August, and I put all my videos out at 9:30 p.m. GMT or UK time. So there we go. So we just click schedule, and that is that, ready to go. So whilst our video is uploading in the background, I thought we would move on to do a bit of editing of the thumbnails. Now you guys saw that I was undecided between these 3 thumbnails. I think my favorite is probably this one. I'm going to have to do a bit of editing to it just to make it look a bit better, so you guys can watch me edit this one. These other 2 I won't edit right now, but I will make them alternate thumbnails. But let's edit this one right here. So first things first, I want to make the background a bit more blurry. So what we're going to do is grab the outline of my body and the pillow, and it's not going to be perfect, so we can make it a bit more. Oh, it's completely missed my ear. It's not going to be perfect, so we'll get rid of a few bits here. So what I'm going to do is get just my head and the pillow, and then a bit more refine down here because of my facial hair that I've been growing out. It's kind of struggling to determine the difference. It doesn't need to be exact as long as it's okay, then it should be fine. So like this little strand of hair, doesn't really matter, but we can grab that if we like. get rid of this bit. And there we go. And so what I'm going to do is feather the edge of that and then add it to a new layer. So you can see we have this bit. And the background, I am going to add a blur to it, just so I sort of pop and stand out a bit more, and to even make me stand out even more, we can adjust the lighting, the brightness, and sort of bring it up just a little bit. And do I want to add, oh actually I think I want to sort of get rid of this bit just a little bit. There we go. Just so it doesn't look too weird. And I'm considering, do I want to add a glow around my body? Do I want to add a little, you know, white glow? Maybe I do. I think I do, yeah. That looks quite nice. I want it to be a bit more soft, so I'll make it less opaque, but bigger, so like this. There we go, that looks nice. And I think the final thing I want to do is add some big C's like this. Now I actually wasn't going to do it like this, but that actually looks kind of cool. I was going to do it with text, but that actually looks quite nice. I didn't expect that. Let's make the brush size a bit better. See, I kind of learn things as I go. Maybe we make the color, can we go for like a sort of dark bluish? We go for like a set, no, it needs to be black, doesn't it? It needs to be like a blackish gray. Or what about if it's white? Okay, I think I'm gonna make the pen get slightly thicker for each set. And then slightly thicker for the final one. I actually hadn't planned on doing this, but now that I do it, I really like it. I think I'm happy with that thumbnail, so that is going to be one of the 3 thumbnails. I'm going to go ahead and save this and edit up the other 2, and that actually didn't take too long. Well, this is a bit funny. I have decided I actually don't like the other 2 thumbnails I've made. So I've just gone ahead and made this the sole thumbnail. There's not going to be any other ones. I was just way too happy with the way this one turned out. And I've also put in all the timestamps. So now when someone clicks on the video, at the bottom you'll be able to see all the different timestamps. I do appreciate each and every one of you that comment timestamps, but of course, I always do my best to put my own ones in the description as well, so that you can click along to them and see how long they last and such. So there we go, the video is uploaded, ready to go live tomorrow, well technically today, on Friday, so I hope you guys enjoy it when it goes out. Alrighty everybody, it is currently the next day, it is Saturday, and I'm actually about to head out because it's my mom's birthday, but I've just taken a look at all your comments on the video that went out last night, of course, the one that you all watched me film tonight, and it seems you all really enjoyed it, so that's kind of what I do to end off a video, if that makes sense, is read the comments and review it before filming the next video. So I do appreciate each and every one of your comments. Of course, I do my best to reply to as many as possible. So thank you everybody that does comment on it. And like I said, if you want to go and check out the video, it is currently live right now on my YouTube. Please do go and check it out. It would mean a lot to me. And I'm currently actually editing this one right now, so try and get it out as quick as possible for Sunday. But I hope you guys did enjoy this, a bit of a different video today, and I want to thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave it a like, and I hope you enjoyed this little mix between sort of lo-fi ASMR with my handheld camera, as well as being on my PC at the same time. Anyways, thanks for watching everybody, sleep well.